Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here, of course, at Elon, kind of see what's going on there and help you understand big picture best practice and effectively kind of anticipate what's going to happen next based on previous data. I do that all the time. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love teaching people how to trade. I've been trading for over 16 years and I just truly love helping people understand, being more self-sufficient and teaching them how to trade for a lifetime instead of just for one day, right? So my whole goal and purpose is to do that. So if you can learn something here today, be great. If you obviously would like to learn more, I have a trading academy/community where you can learn and grow as a trader. I have a series of videos that you can watch, private videos to help you understand the fundamentals of being a better trader, more mindset and TA combined, as well as a signal group that I send out signals for every single trade that I take too, so you know specifically what that looks like, right? So check that out. You should always have multiple profit targets and trailing stop loss. You can even one-click follow if you'd like. There's options there for that as well. Take a look here at Elon though. Here's kind of what's going on. First and foremost, we're under both moving averages. So just to kind of touch on this here, the 50-day SMA is still above the price action. That's actually not a bad thing. And the main reason why is because before most breakouts, they're usually testing the 50-day SMA. That being said, we've seen a lot of breakouts recently. A couple of them I've been able to identify well in advance. And in that regard, those actually had the same pattern. What they did is they had a descending type of pattern like this one here, where the price comes down concurrent with the 50-day SMA. The 50-day SMA starts to average itself out and increase. And in that process, we see an ascending type of pattern forming. And we'll see that more specifically on the 50-day SMA on the 4-hour, whereas the price is increasing with that. That concurrently leads to a breakout once we break the most recent high. We haven't broken the most recent high. We can see rejection off that so far. That is partly in the fact that Bitcoin did lose its momentum here recently and rejected off of 45,000 roughly. It's closer to 44 now, or trying to close above 44 for lack of better terms. But generally speaking, that progression here leads me to believe that we could see a breakout from Elon soon. And just bear in mind that it's primed and ready to go for lack of better terms. Again, pending Bitcoin doesn't drop sub 40,000, we should be good. I really think 42.2 is the lowest point for Bitcoin in the immediate future if we do see retracement over the weekend. So that being said, Elon's looking very good in that regard, right? Taking a look, of course, at the RSI. We're back up over 50 in the RSI. Now this one-day candlestick hasn't closed yet, but we're definitively above this key level resistance here, which is, what is it? I guess we could summarize and just say 76. So 76 is essentially the previous resistance. Now we're trending right around 81, and the next major resistance, of course, is right there at about 85, 86. Okay, so we can expect the price to maybe consolidate, go sideways for a little while, and then potentially leg up once it's consolidated above resistance. So this is the previous resistance. Let's focus on this for a second. You can see this was the previous resistance, tested 1, 2, the third day it broke above. Is that right? It was actually tested a fourth time previously. But generally speaking, yeah, fourth day, price broke up. Okay, now it's pretty common for that to happen. A lot of ways we see that occur here with Elon, or just in other coins more so. When the price breaks above a key level resistance, a resistance has been tested multiple times in the past couple of weeks, it'll use that as a support level. So we can expect 76 to be the lowest point in which Elon should go, pending nothing super obnoxious from Bitcoin, right? So again, the data looks pretty darn good here. Just note that the 50-day SMA might hold as a resistance today, but it will inevitably be broken, and we could continue sideways to eventually break to the upside here on the ascending type of trend that we're seeing right now. But the trend is your friend, and right now it's telling us that bulls are in play. We got to kind of respect that. Take a look here at the 4-hour. We can kind of see, of course, here as well, that the 4-hour time frame looks a little less, well, it looks a little uglier in the sense of the fact that it's overextended. You can see we're at a 9 on TD sequential, so a pullback will be likely. I think it'd be kind of naive to think that we're going to break through this resistance right now, being overexhausted going into it. Not enough volume to be able to push that through. Now, the good news is we've seen a lot of volume in the last 24 to 48 hours, so we're building a good foundation, a good base. So if we were to kind of zoom out, so to speak here, you can see there's a decent amount of volume just below the price point, right there at that key level resistance. Big surprise, it broke through, right? That's now the support level, okay? So again, 77/76 cents is effectively the support level, whereas the resistance right now is 85.86, okay? Looking at actually, let's look at the RSI really quick. We're overextended as well. Another thing to kind of understand, RSI over 70 on the 4-hour is traditionally problematic, or just implies that we're going to see a significant turnaround. If you can see here, when we saw the first time it peaked above, it retraced. Second time it peaked above, it retraced, right? So you can expect the price to pull back here soon. I mean, obviously we can say this is a pullback already right now with what we've seen, but I think it's going to be a little bit larger, and it might come down closer to 76. Once again, just based on the simple fact that Bitcoin's overextended, and we should expect a pullback there as well. So keep those two things in mind here at this time. Looking at the 1 hour, let's go ahead and summarize here and call it a day. We're looking at the Ichimoku cloud, getting close to a close signal here, kind of letting us know, hey, lagging span's going to touch the price action here in about 10 hours or less. So by the end of this trading day, we should experience a price action that's closer to the clouds, possibly around the 76 to 79 range. TD sequential here is telling us that we have a 5, we got a reset, so it's kind of all over the place. Generally speaking, I wouldn't trust that too much based on the most recent data here. So, big picture, I would just say the 1 day chart is the best thing to understand here. And simply put, we're getting rejected off of 86. We'll see a likely pullback somewhere in the range of 76. So a good DCA target would be 77 or 78. And then, of course, add to your position before the price comes back up. Because I do feel like it's likely that Bitcoin's going to break 46,000 this time. It's, 44,500 is the initial break we need to close above. But we technically haven't closed above that yet in the last year. Since this year started. So generally speaking, that being said, when Bitcoin is struggling to break that resistance level, the more often you test something, the more likely it is to break. We see this here with Elon as well. It tested 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 times before it broke to the upside. And that's an indication there that, hey, again, that volume profile is speaking loud. We've got a strong volume profile at 42,000 as well for Bitcoin. So put 2 and 2 together, I think we're going to see a slight retracement, potentially an increase early next week, but I would expect some red this weekend as a possibility. Just expect it. I wouldn't say to open any short positions, avoid leverage. I would say at this point, just based on the simple fact that a lot of short position leverages are getting wrecked, and I would be careful in that sense. Still very much a bullish short-term trend right now. Okay, so keep that in your mind. We're likely to see a continuation of the upside, and just know that Elon has already kind of broken its trend line, and it's progressing upwards now. So consolidation followed by an increase would be very likely here as well. Okay, so just expect consolidation / retracement, and then another increase from there. That's kind of what we're getting. I hope this worked out for you and made more sense in the grand scheme of things. And again, if you're not currently a community member, consider joining. Link in the description below. CryptoCache.tech. I again send out signals for every single trade that I take. I teach you how to become a better trader with the fundamentals, the basics, and everything you need to know. Because honestly, some people try to get too advanced with all these extra special trading techniques. All you really need is 1 or 2 really good indicators per time frame. And you got to remember, the industry leaders are using the more basic trend lines / time frames and Fibonacci retracement tools. Really simple stuff. Once you understand those basics, those are all things that I teach in my trading academy. You can build on that foundation, become a better trader. I also teach the psychology of being a better trader too, because it's more so a mindset than it is an actual, looking at a chart and executing. If you're not, you don't have a sound mind and sound body, you shouldn't be trading. There's no other way around it. If you're having a terrible day, don't trade either. It just makes it worse. Either way, I hope you can learn something there. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day.